Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Misha here, and we're doing a special episode off of this on an iPad 7th generation. Yep, 7th generation. This is an old iPad. It is a 2019 iPad, and I'm going to be playing some Star Trek Legends today, and I'm going to, just kind of be thinking about how this iPad compares against other ones that I use, because I love the iPad, but I use an iPad Pro that's, I think, like the 2021, 2022 model with the M1 chip, which is knows to be faster for sure. I think there's more RAM on that. And I actually have a mini too, which I enjoy quite a bit. It's perfect for things like manga and comics. So with this, why do I have this iPad at all? Well, I got an iPad 7th generation with cellular enabled for about $30 to $35. I'd say 30 35. Like I paid a few bucks for shipping. So in total, about $35. And I got it from a friend. I didn't even get it from like an eBay type thing. It was essentially a friend that does selling electronics and whatnot. And there's like, so essentially my friend's like, hey, Misha, I know that you like using these as like a second screen and everything. Because you can do that. You can use these as a second screen on your Mac. And for me, that's awesome. So I'm going to like do that and have this be like a second screen and stuff. So I'm going to like have a blast with that and essentially use this as a monitor. But there's other stuff here that's kind of interesting here and interesting. I keep saying interesting.
The sequel.
Well, there goes the Wonder Flower again. But I'm interested to see how this voice recording goes. And I'm curious to see like kind of like how gameplay is. What's not a particularly intensive game, but I know pretty well Star Trek Legends at this point. So I'm going to hopefully, let me just turn the volume down let's turn the brightness up. Yeah, the volume down just a bit. And I'm going to jump into it. Let's get the game going, because the thing is, it takes a little bit of time for it to get started. And I'm hoping the audio comes through clearly, guys. I'm trying to do the best that I can. The reason why I record so much on the iPad Mini, frankly, is I'm actually amazed by how good the microphone is on it. Like, it always comes through crystal clear. And while on the iPad Pro, it's like not good at all. It very much confused me. We need your permission to download critical updates. So that's lame. Well, sure, we'll download it. While doing that, we can talk more about this. So this model is essentially limited through iOS 18. iOS 18 is still getting security updates. So you're probably having a few years of support still left in this. Because again, it's a 2019 model. Like, 2019 is not that long ago. But it also is at the same time, if that makes sense. So, I feel like, one thing I'm already noticing with this compared to the other iPad is the speakers on this are 100% at the bottom here, which is fine. I had an older iPad that I sold, I think it was the iPad 4th or 5th generation. I got it in like 2013, I think, or so. It was great for its time, but the speakers, it came through the bottom. So I was puzzled for a second, because for some reason I think that the iPad Pro just has more speakers or whatever. So that's one thing. The sound isn't as good. But again, if you're getting this and you're getting it in 2026 and you're getting it for $35 and there's pretty much no scratch or anything, Retina screen, I think it looks great. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and continue. And again, one of the things that I tend to like about the iPads and about Apple Arcade, which I've been doing a lot on. I have an Apple Arcade subscription here. If you want to do that, it's $5.99 a month. But before you pay for that, guys, my advice on this, and again, this isn't an ad, I've just been gaming on Apple Arcade, is look into whether or not you have an Apple Arcade free trial. They give those away like candy up until a point, and you'll also will get those offers for an Apple Arcade trial, oftentimes from Target or Best Buy or Walmart. It depends on check whether or not you're buying a new Apple product, or sometimes there's something random. They'll have 2 to 3 months of Apple TV or 2 to 3 months of Apple Arcade. It's like you're wondering why is that there for sometimes a completely non-Apple product, and you wonder if you're gonna get it, and then you order it, and it's like you order a Best Buy gift card or something, okay? And then you get the Apple thing, and you're like, oh, this actually worked. Eventually, though, you will get so many free trials that Apple starts to learn, they're worth trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars. That's a lot of apples. Hey, we probably shouldn't be giving this Misha Turtle guy 3 years of Apple Arcade for free. But I've only more recently been playing in more detail And I've been kind of doing let's plays and recordings. We've been playing Oceanhorn. We've been playing Star Trek Legends. There's a bunch of great games that we've been playing. So why don't I quickly start, like, while I'm talking through this, I'll get my, collect my shuttle rewards. Let's see, mission success. These shuttles were sent actually a long time ago. I haven't played in a few days. I've been a little bit busy. That's a lot of Latinum. Full grown. We're 68 of 99 here. It looks great. I'll say that. It looks great here. Do I want to do a PvP or do I want to do a mission? I'm trying to look at this matchup here. I think I would win. Let's do a PvP, but I want to do some upgrades first, so that's okay. So, guys, the screen looks beautiful here. And the way Apple Arcade works is like all the games are free for the most part that are included in it. But not every game will work on every iPad. So that's something to be aware of with this, where it's like, you know, I've been trying to give advice and kind of, like, for the average, I guess, person that's buying tech these days. I don't think the average person that's buying tech is always buying new. And I think that there's a lot of people, especially with Apple, you're buy completely new, or they get like random deals like this, they're like really far behind. And if you search Google for iPad 7th generation in 2026, is it still worth it? It's like, well, it's not worth it if it's like $200, $300. Obviously not. But if you could offer this for free, is it worth turning on? Yes. Like, I have been watching quite a few movies and TV shows on this. And in many ways, it actually is kind of like nicer because the screen is like 10.1 inches. And it has a little bit more of a bezel to the side. You can't see it while I'm doing a... Oh, you know what's something annoying? This is the only iPad that does the... It's the last iPad gen, I think, that did the lightning cable. So I'm plugging in the lightning cable here. There we go. Get some charge going. Anyway, though. Summon. Well, yeah, we can probably summon someone. I'll say it takes a little bit longer, I think I'm noticing, for some loading. But, like... I don't think this is that much worse than honestly the iPad mini that I'm running on. Like, I think it looks just as good, if anything. So let's go and upgrade some of our crew, though. And I'm hoping the audio comes through clearly, guys. This is like essentially almost a podcast show, TV series, whatever it wants to be, of like me gaming but also talking. It's like, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be Star Trek on this. Sometimes I will have more like, you know, specific things where it's like, hey, here's a PvP battle. But this is just like, hey, we're talking to, you know, shooting the turtle. Shooting the turtle. Trying to avoid cursing as much. You know, and like, you know, just talking about what my experience is on various iPads. I guess that's what this video is about. Various iPads, iPad gaming, Apple Arcade gaming. You know, kind of a look back at tech history. And getting back to a point that I was making earlier before, it's like, you know, if you search Reddit, you see this, they'll say, like, a lot of them are saying, no. And I think where I land is like, well, you want to be careful, make sure you get security updates for a few years. And if it doesn't, you know, kind of use it, frankly, as only for a few games and maybe some streaming. Like, and then just be, you know, just mindful of that. But you're probably good for at least a few years. And like, the constraining part for you is going to be the RAM, like the 3 gigabytes of RAM. But my friend was like, hey, Misha, you can hook this up probably with your, all your stuff. He knows I have a bunch of computers and everything. So, you know, for me, I got this like essentially at cost because, you know, I guess no one's probably going to go out of their way to buy it. But it's a cellular iPad too. And one thing to add that I don't really drive, but if you are driving, guys, and you have a way to kind of, you know, charge this while you're driving, which I think, you know, most cars easily have, you don't necessarily need to get like actually a GPS because this has GPS. And you have like a 10.1 inch screen here. So if you are driving an older car and you want to add this, you know, just saying this has GPS, and that's much more accurate than cellular. That's the thing. Like, you can get directions no matter what, as long as you have an internet connection. If you hit the cellular here, you're gonna add that, like, the internet connection. But like, this is, GPS is something that matters for some people, and like, again, I don't use every feature, and I'm not trying to sell you on this. I'm not getting reimbursements or affiliate fees from from Apple for their iPad from 2019. So I'm just trying to say, though, if you see something on eBay, you see on Facebook Marketplace, and you're going, that's a really, 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 really good price. Do I want a bathroom iPad? So I can watch Star Trek and play Star Trek in the bathroom. Get yourself the bathroom iPad. But I don't like to be consumerist just for the sake of owning stuff. So I do like to think about whether or not this is something that like would get any use. And by that standard, I have more powerful devices, and this does. And also, guys, before I just do some upgrades here, it has the Touch ID, the button. This is one of the last iPads with the button on it. I think the one after is the 8th generation. I think the 9th generation had the button, but then Apple kind of switched completely the Face ID. And I'm still really, frustrated by that. I love the button. And actually, one of the reasons why I've been enjoying some Android things I've been playing around with is they have a button on it. So with that, why don't we see? Can we unlock Mind Mode here? Yep, we got the Science Proto Matter, which is the essentially the upgrade for each category. You have like the security, science, command. One thing I'm going to add is I am playing this with touch controls this time. If you've been watching any of my gaming, particularly with Apple Arcade, I've been playing with a lot of controllers. This game in particular is very, very much easy to play with touch screens. And like, I'm not going to go plug this into my, I don't think this iPad would fit in a Kishi V2. I have a Kishi V2 that can work with a lightning connector. But I'm like, can I try it? And I'm like, that would break it. But I can connect other controllers here. I'm not in a rush. And like, for today, I wanted to try the touch controls, partly to see how it kind of feels across a 10.1 inch screen on here. Like, kind of like, does it feel like too large a screen? It's like, no, I think it's like, it's manageable enough where this device feels light enough where I could play this for 20 to 30 minutes, which is kind of what we're doing. I don't think get immediate huge hand cramp, but I don't think I would probably want to play this for like 3 hours holding it. So I probably would want to get a stand or like a controller with that. Anyway, though, I always think about this. I always think about how comfortable things are to hold, because I have Nintendo Switches as well. I have a Nintendo Switch Lite, which is, in my opinion, one of the best form factors ever from a video game console. And I often will be playing on that, when I'm just like randomly looking for a few minutes to kill, and it's a basic Switch 1 game, then even my Switch 2. So there's time and place for even your less powerful systems, depending on where you are. So let's unlock. We've maxed out Spock essentially. We're definitely using Spock in the PvP matchup that we're about to be in. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and if I get this, it only does level 1. That's the thing. But I need to upgrade it. That's the thing. I need to upgrade it. There's like not a way. Upgrade. So level 2 gives -2 morale to one enemy and +2 morale to self. That's powerful. The -1 morale to one enemy and +1 morale to self, that's more, why? Because like I can use Vulcan Nerve Pitch and get stunned for 3 turns and -2 morale. I'm really, really hoping that the audio comes through clearly here. Can I level anything up? I can level my communicator up. Let's do that. I can rank up my tricorder. Oh, of course. Always say yes to that. A very rare tricorder now. Nice. Did that add attack here? Oh, that's cool. So what am I at here in terms of power? Yeah, so here's how you can see all the Spock stats. Spock is a legendary character, which means he's pretty hard to find. So you should have to earn him through achievement, or you might get into a summon. But legendary characters tend to have a lot more tank points. And I've been trying to work on replacing in my main rotation Michael Burnham. I'm not actually a huge Star Trek Discovery hater. Like I don't think it's the best Star Trek ever by any means. But I think if it wasn't Star Trek, it was fine enough in some ways. A lot of problems with it, but like, you know, there were some pretty kick-ass visuals. So you just kind of zone out, kind of forget the plot once in a while. You know, you can actually have a rather good time with it. So I don't hate the character necessarily of Michael Burnham. I do think that they made some mistakes though with the fact that like everything was like essentially for the fate of the universe. Like, you know, the entire universe is at stake. Like, but like every time. I know Star Trek has that problem. But like, it felt like to take it into like an even bigger extreme. Like, we saved the universe again, and it gets like 10,000 times harder. So like Michael Burnham's life is like, you know, with how crazy it is, if you watch the series, you would probably expect them to have quite a bit, you know, expect her to have quite a few more health and whatnot. And the thing is, she just doesn't. And I found I leave Michael Burnham vulnerable a lot when I'm playing tougher opponents in PvP. So I switch over. As soon as I got Spock, I'm like, you know, we're going to upgrade this. We're going to get it going. Leonard McCoy, I don't know if I'm going to replace with Phlox just yet, but I have him pretty much completely maxed out here. Do I have any proto matter? Don't I'm blocking anything? Let's see, Phlox. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I'll do that later. But do I want? Let's see. I want to keep Worf in the rotation. Level that up. I need to get more bio jets. I want to try and get one more level out of Worf here if I can. Ooh, do I have enough money? We'll see if I have enough money. But you know what they say, more money, more problems. What's this? Oh, we need this. Hell yeah, we are. Nice. Oh, and we get some Spock tokens? Heck yeah. We're doing that. This allows us to rank up Spock every 10 tokens or so. Yeah, we're definitely doing this. And I know this looks like very much microtransaction-y. It looks that way, but all of this is earned through like things like shuttle missions and points and whatnot. It's like you don't buy this with real world cash. That's why. So it's like, you know, it looks kind of like free to play, like, you know, gacha style, but it's not quite. Let's send out a shuttle, shall we? I don't want to send Will Riker. God damn it. Science will like literally will pick the stupidest thing. Crew. Because I need Will Riker. Like, I will not win without Will Riker, essentially. That felt a little slow. That's the first time I felt kind of slow while I'm playing. Wonderful. Let's see. Let's try and get that upgrade on Worf, and then we'll go into a PvP battle here. There we go. Up to 45. That gives Worf an extra, what, 35 health points there? Nice. Raises the attack by 8. Not very fast still. Defense up to 55. Attack up to 262. You know, I like Worf in this game, but he's not a very good actual... I was watching the Star Trek Next Generation and binging a lot recently. And I'm like, you know, Worf is not really great for his family. Like when things were going badly and he was trying to decide whether he was in the Federation or a Klingon, he's like, you know, he was like, his son, you know, he's gonna stay with his grandparents. I'm like, what? I don't know. So Worf's not the best, I think, father, but there's a lot of bad dads who I guess can be good on a starship, theoretically. Ooh, Will Riker is so close. I'm so close to being able to level him up. Dang it. See, back to Spock. So I think with that, why don't we go into a PvP? Let's see how this goes, shall we? They're targeting my doctor. Scan all enemies. Let's do that action. This we target burn them. Yes! Yes! We got Michael Burnham down before. Michael Burnham has a very powerful attack where she can essentially fire 9 phaser shots at once. And it's ranked up. It is very powerful. So Michael Burnham's not a tank, but if she gets that attack off, dang it, is it dangerous. So like, you know, it will take out cover and usually whoever's behind it. So with this phaser rifle, but Will Riker showing the leadership, he literally took it out with the morale combo. He hasn't even fired his own. He hasn't even taken his own turn yet. So we're gonna do covering fire here. Pretty much wipe them out. Boom! Gotta love it. Let's do it. Let's make it hurt. Taunt him just a bit.
So weak.
Oh, here, walk. Do we finish him off with Spock? I kind of want to try Vulcan Nerve Pitch first. I haven't used that yet in oh, that's cool. And I think I want to try Mind Meld once. I know like we should just try and get him down, but I want to like try them. Oh, we're probably gonna end it with morale combos. If I'm being honest. Riker maneuver. I can show off some moves though here. Riker maneuver. So that gives a full defensive wall there as a barrier, which is handy if you've already lost your the rock or whatever that you started with.
So weak.
I'm a doctor. And I know there's one enemy remaining. I'm start drawing. Now to try Mind Meld. Does he have no health left? How is he still standing? There we go. And we've won. So guys, I'll have more thoughts on this iPad, gaming, old devices, new devices, everything in between. I do a lot of cozy gaming, but I also do PS5, I have a bunch of other stuff. And I write, talk about the world, do whatever. So, between that and the Turtles, if you've been following kind of the Turtle comics and, just the RAM designs and whatnot, I hope you've been liking them. Let's collect our rewards quickly, and then we'll end it here. Hopefully the recording came through clear. Cool. Perfect place to end the episode. My name is Misha. Turtle, we're out.